Creative Katie, Karen Burchill here. Welcome to my version of the Index Card a Day 2019, my Create Daily series. Today I'm doing a prompt from week 8, Escape. And I have this quote, Beach, which stands for Best Escape Anyone Can Have. So as soon as I saw that prompt, that's where my mind went. And I knew I was going to go revisit my flip-flops. So I am working on my repurposed mini Happy Planner pages, and I am just putting a coat of Prussian blue on top of a layer that's already there. That I don't really like the color combo. It's just not working for me, so I'm going to start with this. So now I am going to do the technique where you remove paint through a stencil. So my hope is that I'm going to see that dark blue peeking through, and I'm putting some yellow green, bright aqua, and light blue permanent on there rather thickly. And then I'm going to put on a stencil. And since I'm thinking beach, I thought Crazy Wave stencil is absolutely perfect for that. So I'm setting down the stencil and I am using a baby wipe and removing the paint. And just like I thought, just like I planned, the dark blue, Prussian blue, is coming through. Now, alternatively, I could have stenciled on the Crazy Wave pan with the light blue and the bright aqua and the yellow green. And that would have given it would have given the opposite effect. And if I was doing it again, and I plan to do this pretty much, I'm thinking to doing it on a 12 by 12 canvas, I would do it the other way with the colors and just have the Prussian blue showing through on the reverse. So I'm cutting out the flip-flops out of collage paper that I've made in the past. I've been talking a lot about it, demoing some lives on my Facebook group where I make these collage papers. And people said, okay, well, what do you do with them? So I'm highlighting them. And so here I'm using those collage papers to make the focal point. So I cut out this part of the flip-flops and I'm experimenting with the color. And at first I kind of make it more corally and it's not bright enough. There's not enough contrast going on. So then I let it dry and I'm adding 1 or 2 more layers of the bright yellow that really make this pop. And then I'm splattering gold instead of yellow because I want bling, but that yellow color, introduce that into the background so it goes with the flip-flops. And I have some black paint or Prussian blue paint, I'm not sure which, both work in this area. And I'm just edging the page here. While I'm thinking of this, I'm debating whether I want to outline these wonderful patterns that are in this Crazy Wave stencil. Then I decide I'm going to edge all the focal points too. And you can see the difference that it makes. Just that little bit of black around the edges. I could go afterwards and use the float technique. I could use my charcoal pencil. I could get that effect in numerous ways. This is just one of those various ways. So now I am trying to figure out the exact composition. And these starfish I have cut out from more collage paper. They were actually in my stash. So when I do something and I have extras, it just goes in a loosely based theme. Like I have a beach tropical theme, so my flip-flops are there, my starfish are there, anything, any kind of fish are there, my tracers, that's where I store it all. So if I'm revisiting that theme, and I tend to do that, there's certain things that I go to more often. And here you can see the difference between the shading on the one starfish and then the other. It really does make a huge difference. And those were stamped with a starfish stamp on top of the collage papers. So I have very, very, very little paint on my makeup sponge. If you put too much, it's going to get kind of sloppy. So now I'm starting to assemble my focal point, putting the top of the flip-flop onto the bottom. And I'm just using gel medium for all of the gluing. Links to the products that you see me using here can be found in the description box below. If you shop through my Amazon link, everything you buy, once you go through my door, I will get a small commission on, but it does not cost you more. But please, 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 while I check and try to select links that there's free shipping on and they are the best price, that does not always stay the same, so make sure you check those things out and take care of your crafting dollars. I love the bottom part of that Crazy Wave stencil. Well, I like all the parts of it, but that bottom part where there's, those loose triangles, I want that in a stamp. I want that as a full stencil. Now I could have done some shading or floating or around the outside of the flip-flops, and I realize now watching this back that's not something that I did. That would just add another dimension. But what I did, I grabbed my Uniball Signo. This is my white gel pen, and I refound this after many years of not using it, actually the entire time I've been on the island. And I'm just outlining both the parts, and that really makes those flip-flops stand out. It just gives a pop that it needs. Now these Uniball Signos, as much as I love them, they are not permanent, which is why you won't see me using them on a canvas per se, because canvases I typically varnish, and that would reactivate the white gel pen. So that's where you'll see me using my fine line bottle with acrylic paint, because then when that's dry, it's permanent. But things that go on a canvas are typically bigger than what's on this ICAD. So it's easier to do with the fine line bottle. But if anybody knows of a white fine line pen that is permanent, put it down in the description box below. I'd love to hear about what it is. So here is the finished product. I'm really happy with it. I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.